dealing with it wasn't as cut as dry as it sounds. Um, you'd be surprised some of the things or thoughts that come through your mind. I kind of look at it. Well, now that I look back on it, I think of the 5 stages of grief. The first stage is denial, and I definitely was in denial, even though hearing it from his own mouth, um, I still didn't want to believe it. You know, I questioned it. I said, "Oh, I think he's just going through a phase." You know, uh, it'll change. You know, because you just don't want to accept that for your child because I know as parents we have these big expectations of what our child life should be. So, and then the next stage is anger. Now I wouldn't say I was more so angry, maybe angry with myself because I thought maybe I'm the reason he is what he is. And that's because of being a single parent and both of us living with my mom. He lived in the house with 2 women. He did duties like I had to do. He had to clean, he had to wash his own clothes. He learned at an early age to take care of himself, but then it still was chores that women would have or girls would have. So I kind of blame myself for that. Thought that was the reason why. Then I was wondering, or I used to question him and ask, you know, did somebody, was he ever molested? Did anybody, touch him? You can always talk to me. You know, you just don't want to believe, your child is gay. You expect him to be the man who what you expect him to be. Then the next stage I went through was the stage of bargaining, and I laugh about that because I used to I asked him, "Are you sure? Have you ever even kissed a girl? Have you even dated a girl? Wouldn't you want to date a girl and see if that's what you really want, or is this really your lifestyle?" You try to think of all kind of excuses, you know, because society have you so messed up. They tell you this is how you're supposed to be. A man is supposed to be with a woman, and a woman is supposed to be with a man. So anything other than that is out of the norm. And so we're brought up thinking that way. So of course you don't want your child to be different from everybody else. You want him to be just like everyone else. So I went through that stage. Then the next stage of grief, or is what I'm dealing with, is depression. Now, on the depression side of things, I just would my depression would be, I would worry about him. I was stressed out about um, how other people would take him. Not so more what people would think of him, but how other people would take him. Like during that time, it's not as open. It wasn't as open as it is now. So, you had a lot of people beating up on gays and homosexuals. I was just frightened for him. Frightened for him, for people to know that he was that way, and worrying about, if he would be attacked or anything like that. And then the final stage of grief is acceptance. And I'm here to say, once you accept who your child is, and then the burden is lifted. You know, the burden is truly lifted. I mean, we all would love to live our child's lives. but we can't, you know. You raise them, you try to teach them the right things to do, but the final word is up to them. What decision they make, which way do they turn in life. So, only thing you can do is just accept your child and be there for him. And you'll notice the difference. Actually, I noticed the difference. Once he was able to come and tell me who he was, then it was nothing for him. I mean, he went to every member of the family. He got the family together, and he let everybody be known, you know, I'm James, and I'm homosexual. I'm gay. And you see a difference in your child. You know, you see the difference that he didn't have to hide it anymore. He could just be free and be who he is, and not worry about any confrontation or being a disappointment, you know, to his family. So I guess the reason why I wanted to do this little video or to talk about it is because it's still going on today. Like, there's so many kids that are committing suicide or being bullied or angry and aggressive and taking it out on other people because they cannot be free and be themselves or be able to tell their family or their friends who they are and live their life the way they want to live it, you know? And I feel like once your child tell you that, or if you see that your child is acting different or quiet or, you know, always complaining that they're being bullied, and, you know, don't overlook that. Look into it. And if it comes out that your child is a homosexual, research it. Look into it and find out. Try to see his or her life through their eyes, you know, and then make that step of doing everything you can to make that transitions for them easier. All right, and I just want to say thank you for your time. I did this for my son because he's very passionate about who he is, and he's working on this project to where he can help others and help the community, you know, to be accepted, or to be accepted by the community. So I did this for him. I really don't like talking, you know, being in front of the cameras, whatever. But like I said, he's my son. I love him to death, and I love him unconditionally, and I'll do everything I can to assist him in whatever he's trying to accomplish. All right? And I want to thank you for your time. Bye.